Hi and welcome, legends. Yesterday during my YouTube update I spoke about this level, and here you can see during the update I spoke about keep an eye on this trend here to the downside and this daily level together with a naked point of control where we got a double bottom, a breakthrough, and now we are on our way to the upside. How high can we go? Also remember, down in the description go click on more and you will see two of my favorite exchanges that I use for 20% reduction in fees on Bybit. No KYC required here on Mexi. Go sign up right now to benefit from these deals and come trade with me. Today I'll go through some exciting fundamental news that's happening around the world. We'll go analyze Bitcoin here briefly and also go look at two altcoins. Let's dive right in. Coinbase has integrated Apple Pay for Bitcoin and crypto payments in the UK. That is absolutely amazing and definitely bullish for the price of Bitcoin. Next up, GBTC daily outflows. Today's outflows is the lowest, only 17.5 million, and you can see a small little blocky over there, and definitely you can also see how this translates back into the price of Bitcoin where we had this nice little momentum here to the upside. Next up, breaking. The spot Bitcoin ETF inflows was 123 million yesterday. Right, and as per the previous article you can see how this translates back into the price of Bitcoin. So still a lot of aggressive buying going on. Next up, Alex Becker writes, they are not going to let the stock market crash while trying to get Biden elected. They will print and choose inflation that will hit next year over that. Institutional money will keep flowing into Bitcoin steadily. Crypto will go up more. This isn't hard. Okay, next up, Bitcoin. We're just a few days away from the Bitcoin halving. Here is a comparison of the price action from previous halvings versus what's happening right now. We're just getting started, and here we've got 2020, 2016 and 2012. But you can see if I compare this halving and this halving what happened here, and even this halving we still had a little dip there to the downside. 2016 halving was actually a much deeper dip to the downside, grabbing the liquidity for momentum to the upside. Will this time be different? Where you can see here they've also highlighted another potential dip here to the upside. So also a liquidity grab above the highs over there, another dip, and then continuation to the upside. That's kind of what I'm expecting as well, but we'll go into the price of Bitcoin shortly. Next up, Just In, SEC to file lawsuit against Uniswap, issuing Wells notice to the company. Translating this back into the price of Uniswap over here, you can see a nice dump here to the downside, and it's currently holding on by a thread with this support that I've got over here. And you know, I've been switching between red and blue. Is it support? Is it resistance? This support needs to hold for bullish momentum to the upside, and as they always say, a great dip is always a great buying opportunity. Will Uniswap fall further here? And kind of what I'm seeing over here, just zooming out here onto this time frame, you can see that this support box that I have over here is the highs of August 2022. Right, so we need to hold this level for momentum to continue here to the upside. Losing this level, backtesting it as resistance, could see us come down to even lower levels around about the $6.6 mark. Right, back to the news. Jasmy bullish pennant upside breakout, and I've spoken about Jasmy in one of my previous updates. Inside of that pennant, either breaking to the upside or to the downside, and for now translating this back into the price of Jasmy, you can see that this was the symmetrical triangle or bull flag that I was keeping an eye on, and for now we are breaking to the upside. So will this bullish momentum continue? I do like that there's some high green volume kicking in here. So for us to remain here bullish to the upside is perhaps a retest and continuation, coming to claim this high and potentially go into higher levels from a price discovery perspective. Right, let's go analyze the price of Bitcoin here quick. Here on the price of Bitcoin, and I'm on the 1 hour time frame, you can see a beautiful double bottom here by the daily level on the 1 hour time frame, where during my live stream we were trading over here and we got that dip to the downside, grabbed the liquidity, and now we're getting momentum here back outside of the trend for bullish continuation to the upside. Let's go and analyze it a little bit further to say that, well, we do have a fresh daily level that printed over here. Okay, so if we do have a retracement here, when I take a fib for potential long entry from the low, so you might have FOMO, you missed out from the breakout perspective, you take a fib from the low to the recent high that we've made over here, and you can also see close together we have a daily level in confluence with the 1.618 or the 0.618. Right, so a potential bouncing area for continuation to the upside, and I would expect bearish momentum to continue to the downside, that if we break this level, turn it into resistance, we could see ourselves going back and claim this low again. Right, also in confluence with the 0.618 level, let me just take the scribble out the way here. You can see when I switch on my daily analysis, The daily level over here is also in perfect confluence with the all-time highs of 2021. We've been struggling to hold this level, continuously breaking out, getting acceptance back below. And now we've broken out again. So together with the daily level, the 0.618 and the all-time high of 2021, this could potentially be a great bouncing zone for continuation here to the upside. Then also from a bearish perspective, remember, we can't always just be bullish, right? We have to consider that, well, potentially this run here to the upside could bounce and come and claim this high and even that beautiful liquidity that's sitting here around about the $75,000 mark. Okay, for then a rejection to the downside once again. And that kind of ties in with the news that I've just shared to say that, let me just zoom out here onto the 4 hour, clean up the brushes here quick. I am still considering that we might get that breakout here to the upside. We claim all of that beautiful liquidity and we first have a liquidity grab to the downside before we have the true breakout. Right, definitely a possibility and not something that I'm writing off at the moment, is to say that if we do break out here, for me to turn extremely bullish, right, I want to see us claim the high with high volume, flip the highs over here into support, right? You want to flip it into support and find proof of support like CVD being bullish for continuation to the upside. If I start smelling resistance and weakness over here, right, failing to break through, getting that choppiness, not finding the strength to break through, we could tumble down where this scenario is going to play out where we grab liquidity on top. Okay, making people extremely bullish here to the upside. We grab liquidity here at the bottom, perhaps here by this daily level or even further down by the naked point of control at $56,903 for then continuation back to the upside. Right, then another thing I quickly wanted to touch on as well is zooming back onto the 1 hour time frame. Another pattern that is still a little bit early to call, but I'm just trying to do some future planning for what if this scenario does play out. If we do fail, okay, let me just switch some of the levels off here, clean this up a little bit. If we do fail to break up and claim this high, and potentially we find a little bit momentum here to the downside, we get some weakness, we do have a naked point of control over here if I'm not mistaken, then I am still looking at a potential harmonic that can still play out, right? This is kind of the idea that I have, but it's still a little bit early to say whether this harmonic will be valid. Ideally, when I start looking at harmonic patterns, I want the C wave or the pivot to be in already, right? So perhaps if we get rejected from this consolidation area over here, we make a lower high, right? We move up here, we make a lower high, and we start finding momentum to the downside. I would definitely be interested in this harmonic pattern where you take a fib from the low of X to the top of A, you drag it across, and you can see around about the D point is usually by the 786 level where we get a bounce. And this could also provide a little bit of a reversal to the upside where you then take profits here by the 382. Right, so it's still a little bit early to call for this pattern to play out. So obviously, once we take the highs over here, this pattern is invalidated. But for now, also keeping an eye on if we make a lower high over here, right? A lower high, we could reject, come back to the 786 and then bounce up until the 382 where I will take profits. Thanks for watching. For the easiest trading strategy that I apply for my trading edge, please go check out this video right now. And until the next one, just for now.